There's at least 4 different versions of Rambo 3 before you even get to Rambo 3. So, it's gonna be wow. Wow. Especially when we get to the David Morrell. When we get back to him in Season 3, that will be insane. Because we're dealing with a Rambo 3 here that totally decimates the Rambo 3 that we know. So it's like, wow. I've seen Rambo do things in that novelization that Rambo never did. And for me to think that of something that was written in 1987 or 88 is just like, wow. Like, they were that ahead of us that when I hear about it now, it just seems plausible that that could be going on now. You know? Insane. Fucking insane. Like, seriously insane. Like, wow. Wow. Rambo does some crazy shit. Rambo gets quartered. He gets, like, rope around his neck, his arms, his legs. He's getting pulled apart. Pulls the horses together. Ah! Going crazy. Rambo fights a fucking sandstorm. Where, like, the blanket in front of him, he holds up the blanket because there's so much sand. It fucking staples him to whatever he's against. He can't get out. He fucking takes out the knife. Ah! He, like, cuts a hole to breathe. It's fucking insane. He wakes up, like, it's like the day later. Everybody's still under the sand. There's fucking camels and horses and shit under the sand. He's gotta, like, lift them up and pull them out and shit. And, like, the kids are crazy. Rambo saves them from a helicopter attack. He uses the machine gun with the fucking rocket launcher that he has at the end of Rambo 3. That's his primary weapon through the whole fucking book. That and the crossbow. He has a fucking insane crossbow. And he's like, BAM! Fucking takes out the helicopters. They kill a fucking leopard, and they use the scent of the leopard, of the blood, and the pheromone to grease themselves. They mix it with, like, lamp ash, and Rambo puts it all over his face and everything, and he's got, like, the Arabian clothes, but he's, like, totally black. Like, he mixes all of it in his face so that the dogs will leave him alone. And he, like, runs in there and fucking fucks everything up. And it's amazing. 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 Like,
I would love to read that book one day.
Yeah. Zyson is fucking evil as shit. Zyson burns a little boy, like an 8-year-old boy, alive. Pours acid on him.
Yeah, he told me about that. He poured acid on him.
Yeah, to make Troutman talk, and Troutman's, like, all fucked up and, like, wow. 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 Rambo meets a French nurse. And it's, like, no question of a love interest, but it's just, like, them with the kids and Troutman and everything to get out of the war zone, and then the war breaks out. Very different. Completely different than the Rambo 3 we got. It's really awesome. Like, it's really, really... Like, I wish more people knew about it, because it's just like, wow. It's such an awesome version of Rambo 3 that you would have thought that...
They will, because of this show.
Oh, thank you. But, you know, you would have thought that back in the day they would have used that, because it was much more powerful. Just like how I was saying, like, a while ago with Rambo 2, it could have been a lot more powerful than it was. You know, Rambo 4 is like the only one between First Blood and Rambo 4 that really touched on that subject and brought it to a whole, and not only that, but brought it to people's attention, brought it to people's light. It was almost like they were ashamed of Rambo 3, that, oh, with the Russians, now we gotta keep quiet because, like, we're trying to instill our peace with the Russians and all this shit. Like, it almost seemed like Rambo 3 was shunned upon. Until the events with Bin Laden, and then as you can recall, back then everybody was like, you know what, send Rambo over there and fuck him up. There was that big fantasy that played out after 9/11. But,
Exactly.
yeah, Rambo 2 and 3, even though Rambo 2 was like the pioneer of all the action figures to come, like, I can't say that in holistic fashion, but like, majority of all the action figures to come, Rambo 2 was responsible for. And
Yes.
it got shit on for that because we were talking about cutting the costs and saving the POWs, which was a big thing back then.
That movie, wasn't the first movie to do that, by the way. That was in Missing in Action. How did that movie get respect?
Chuck Norris! Exactly! Exactly what I'm saying! Exactly what I'm saying. People shit on everything. You know what I mean? Like, fucking horrible. Missing in Action. That was a brilliant movie. I saw that when I was small. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. You say you saw that movie when?
When I was really, really young. Probably around the same time as I saw First Blood Part 2. Because I remember, like, after First Blood Part 2, it just erupted. Not Commando, but Commander, or whatever that was. And all those other movies, you know what I mean? So it was just like, what the fuck? You know? But it's weird because RAMBOMANIA is upon us once again. For the probably the last time, because I'm pretty sure when they reboot it, it won't have the momentum to become what the RAMBOMANIA phenomenon is now.
I hope not. I hope it doesn't get rebooted. I hope Sly is just fucking with the fans just to get them in the seats. And I think, you know, he's a smart guy, and he likes to play with people's emotions.
Yeah.
Just to get them into the mood for it. So
yeah.
He understands how much Rambo is loved. So I think he's going to be done with Rambo anytime soon. I think he's going to keep it going like he's trying to do with the Expendables.
I hope so.
He feels like Rambo is a throwback to those lone Western heroes that we need again, that we don't see anymore. Because even thing with this TV series, even Westerns that will start out as TV heroes. I think that's what Stallone is trying to do. Exactly.
He loves the fact that series could last for so long. You know? I honestly, even though artistically it's probably correct, just like Kirk Douglas said, but fuck Kirk Douglas because Rambo 2 was a phenomenon in itself.
Absolutely.
I could see them trying to kill off Rambo, but at the same time I could say in myself, like, you know what? Secretly, I know myself. I can speak for many people of this, you know, like yourself, maybe Brent Whiteside, Rambo Wrath, or Zero Cool and OCP. If they were to do another Rambo movie, I would go see it no matter what. You know what I mean? Because the last 4 didn't prove me wrong. The last 4, especially the first 3, I don't care what anybody says about how bad Rambo 3 was, is like one of the most beautifully shot films I've ever seen, aside from Once Upon a Time in the West. And even at the same time, it's still probably the most beautiful film I've ever seen shot. But just those first 3 alone are like, you can't go wrong. Even if you go wrong, you can't go wrong because they're so awesome. You know, like the godlike Rambo figure. And with Rambo 4, it was just like, it was even better because like they really encased it into what war was all about without having to go into everything else. So we're on that cusp of First Blood to Rambo 5, you know, like, what's going to happen? Because this very much could be the last. I really do believe, honestly, it's going to be the last one. And I want to see more Rambo. You know, if they put out another trilogy, I'd be down for it. I'd totally be down for it.
You know? Well, like I said, in my opinion, I'm not sure it's going to be the last one. I think Stallone, he likes to manipulate his fans in a good way to get them riled up. So
yeah,
I don't think this is the end of Rambo.
I hope not. I hope not. Yeah. That last one too, that was great.
Because ever since Rambo 4, Rambo has slowly gotten noticed again.
Yeah.
And Stallone, he knows this. He knows that the phenomenon of Rambo is growing again with the stuff going on in real life, with this a story about Iraq that's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that there's more for Rambo to do. He knows that people want more of Rambo, because think of this. When people love Rambo 4, but people felt it was too short of a movie.
Exactly. Me too, included.
And people kept saying, "Well, we want more. We want more. We want more of Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
We want more of what Rambo's going to do today."
Yeah.
So Stallone knows this.
Honestly, if they're gonna kill Rambo, they gotta do it right. No matter what way you slice it, they gotta do it right. Because if they don't do it right, I imagine this because First Blood was such a dramatic movie. You know, I cry every single time I watch that movie. I fucking cry like a little girl.
Yeah.
Every single time I see it ending, I'm in fucking tears. I imagine that wasn't good enough for the test audience. That's what we're dealing with here. Like, if they kill off Rambo, even if it's the bee's knees, you know, it's going to be hard to swallow. It's going to be like a shock video, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, like, incredible.